The WM48, we keep it real. Give me 48. What is up, everybody? You're listening to the Where's My 40 Acres podcast, and this is Spoiler Cap, Luke Cage Season 2, Episode 12. Lord, we almost finished. Almost reaching the end of the season, and shit is fucking crazy. The name of this episode is Can't Front on Me. It is written by Ada. I don't have her last name. I don't know why I don't have her last name. But it is written by Ada, and it is directed by Everardo Gout. And let's see. Oh, this must have been. I don't know. This must have been when Bushmaster took some of that Nightshade or whatever. He acted a damn fool because I was like, that Bushmaster gives you rabies.
Oh yeah, that's when he was like knocking down doors and shit. Like, yeah, he was wilding.
Yeah. He wilded all the way the fuck out. No. Oh, no. I know why I wrote this. The opening of this episode is the fucking house party where the girl and the boy take the Bushmaster.
Oh, yeah, they take the Bushmaster drug.
And they act like some fucking zombies who got rabies. That's why I said that Bushmaster gives you rabies.
She bit the girl's neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Mariah's putting that crazy shit out, putting Bushmaster's name on it to sully his name and shit.
Same way they did Luke Cage in the beginning of this season with the heroin, calling it that.
I mean, they use the exact same stamp.
Yeah, same little package. But this stuff is actually called Satan's niece. So that's a problem. I feel like it's the same shit they giving to people on Black Lightning, making them go crazy. Same effects. Black rage and rabies.
Black Lightning, they'll give them the green light, which every time they said it made me think of John Legend, Andre 3000. So the drug wasn't that strong anymore.
Mm-hmm. Black Mariah, like we said last episode, she is officially in bed with the Chinese.
All the way in.
She is basically forcing the other mob families to get on board or get put in the ground. Kind of how she's feeling. And what's funny is the way she makes them decide to get on board is she's like, if y'all want to get in on this, which you absolutely do, because we about to be controlling the game, and I'm about to let you keep your territories while we do it. They're at an auction. She's like, make sure you bid on my piece. Because basically the winning bid is like your RSVP to join the club.
Yeah. And it was a great cover. Her putting up the piece for auction, inviting all them there.
So she could get it back.
They all bid on the piece. So that, they know that they in, and then she's like, I'm going to get my shit back after this.
Right. She getting paid for a piece she getting back.
Yeah, because she had a legit, like, W.B. Du Bois book up there, a manuscript, with handwritten corrections and shit in it.
Yeah, she called it a placeholder, showing their commitment to join her. So, and they asked her about the little problem with Luke Cage. She's like, look, I can deal with that. And the Bushmaster problem. She's like, I can deal with that too. Ain't no big deal. Bushmaster and Luke finally decide to stop trying to kill each other and link up. So Power Man and Bushmaster are now the fighting duo. And I like the way they introduced this. Bushmaster is kind of on his own. He goes to one of the Chinese drug spots where they're pushing the Satan's niece or making it or whatever. And it's actually a setup for them to kill him. And I hate the way that Mike Coulter jumps down off the truck into this scene. It says, Bushmaster. And then it's given enough time to run over to a truck, rip the door off, and then give it to Bushmaster to use as a shield.
Oh,
and he says, stand behind me. As the guy in the truck with the 50 cal waits for them to get together and team up before shooting at them with the 50 cal.
Well, one thing I will say besides that part is the fight scene. I really wasn't looking so much at Luke Cage, more along Bushmaster. Bushmaster, like, his fights were good. Like, he was swinging off stuff.
Well, this is their one shot. So this is what they do. They attempt to do here is what they do in like the Daredevil stuff where they do that one long shot fight scene. They kind of do that as a side scroller here. But what I do like about it, like what you said, is they show how acrobatic Bushmaster is, because he definitely turns into Jackie Chan. And where Luke Cage is more trying to like just disable people to keep them from fighting. He's like a really nice guy. Bushmaster is punching and kicking the shit out of people. And
He's trying to kill people.
he tries to blow up the whole fucking warehouse, and Luke Cage is like, I'm not gonna let you do that. So he sticks it in Luke Cage's hand, and Luke Cage holds it in his hand and goes, "Was it Sweet Mercy? Sweet whatever?
Sweet Christmas.
He said sweet something.
Sweet Sisters, something else.
Is that what he said?
Saying.
Whatever he says, I didn't think it was Sweet Christmas, but he said sweet something, and the shit blows up in his hand and blows him through a door. Bushmaster gets away. Because he told Bushmaster, this is the one where he tells Bushmaster, one, I'm not letting you out of my sight. Two, why don't you and Mariah just go ahead and kill each other already so I can get some rest? So that's where that line comes from. Bushmaster tries to kill all of the Asian guys, but doesn't and gets away. So we don't know where he is now. Let's see. Tilda is kind of dealing. She done gone to see Cornell at his grave. And she's kind of having her reckoning moment. She says, I'm a product of rape, incest, and murder. A Stokes twice over.
Poor thing.
Quoting Mariah from earlier in the season. And she's just really like, Cornell was one of the only ones who taught her how to, you know, who didn't look at her with shame. He didn't treat her like the shameful birth that she was. He, you know, treated her like family, taught her how to play, introduced her to music, stuff like that. They go to Black Mariah, and Black Mariah says, I like this quote, there ain't no deception like self-deception. When she's talking to Luke Cage, she's basically telling Luke Cage, you're going to always be my guard dog. And she even when talking about Shade, she's like, Luke Cage is the only man she's ever been able to count on in her life. And none of the other niggas have ever really came through from her all the time.
I mean, she's right, though. She's consistent.
She's not lying.
Yeah, not lying at all.
Yeah. They cut the shades and he is in full confession mode.
Yeah, he like, I'm telling y'all everything.
He starts from before season 1. And they're like at the point where the two lawyers in there with him who are supposed to be, I guess, like making sure that that he commits to this deal properly by giving them everything they need for him to not have to go to prison for all of this shit. He starts with what happened with Luke Cage in prison and how he became Luke Cage. And the lawyers are like, why are you telling us all this shit? And Shay's like, sit down and shut the fuck up. I'm telling the story.
And if you know, one of the lady, you know, she used to hit on Luke Cage in season 1. The lady lawyer with the bob. She's the one that started that whole you want to go get some coffee line.
She's also the one, her son got saved by Luke last season when Tone shot up Pop's shop. And that's when Tone got thrown off the roof. He screamed all the way to the ground like a little bitch. Shades is trying to act like he hard because he in this interrogation room, right? But he is actually weak as fuck in this moment. Just telling all the business. He says something about he knew he should have got rid of that Pearl 38 when Misty brings it up and basically tells him, for this deal to work, you need to give me that gun. And he's like, just go in there and get it. She's got it. And he's like, nah, you need to go get it.
I mean, you should have got rid of the shit after the second murder. But, you know, you want to keep it in the family and shit.
She's got a personal attachment to it because she killed her attacker. She's a survivor and she killed the person that put her in that position. So she has a personal connection to that Pearl Handle 38. Yeah. Bushmaster and Tilda meet back up. And Tilda tells Bushmaster that Mariah she went and she talked to Mariah. She went to Harlem Paradise. She talked to her mother. And her mother tells her, I'm the one who lit the damn match. And, you know, pulled the trigger. And I don't know. Their relationship is just weird at this point.
I mean,
it's broken. Like it's unhinged.
I feel like it should have been broken the day she told her all that shit.
It was, but there was still something I guess they were trying to salvage, but it really wasn't.
You mean Tilda was trying to salvage?
I guess. Right now, I think she just thinks her mother's evil and her mother has to go. You know, I don't think she has to.
I think Mariah was pretty much done when she said what she needed to say earlier.
I don't think Mariah's done. I think Tilda's done.
Because I mean, Mariah really, like I said, she really didn't want like a legitimate relationship with her in the first place. She was just using that, you know.
I think there is some. She has love for her daughter, and there is some want for a relationship, and I think that's revealed in the next episode more than any time else. But I think Tilda is a changed person now. Like Tilda is not the same person that she was before.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
So she's
I
all
just think
about her
Mariah kind of was still, even after the next episode, I still feel like Mariah kind of was already over everything. Like her mindset was not even so much on, I want to get my relationship back with my daughter, more so of, you know, I want to rule Harlem and do all this other stuff.
I mean, because Tilda calls her out for even getting involved in the drug game. And Mariah's like, it don't matter. At this point, we doing whatever. We gonna run the city.
Mariah, like, I'm the only Stokes now, motherfucker. So
yeah, I do what I want.
What I say goes.
Doing it all better than everybody. Don't question me. So Tilda goes back and she tells, I think they're at Gwen's. She walks into Gwen's and she tells Bushmaster and Sheldon that Mariah is the one who lit the match and Mariah is the one who shot Anansi. And she's going to help Bushmaster get into the club through some secret passages. They were from the Prohibition era that he can use to get into the club to kill Mariah. And then Tilda gives him a shot of Nightshade and says, don't use it all at once.
Oh, nigga.
Which we know he gonna use all that shit at once.
Literally,
which he does.
He uses the whole thing and every drip drop in there in one go.
He turns into Incredible Hulk.
Fucking raging Incredible Hulk who comes out the ground.
Oh my gosh. He played the shit out of that part because I was like, whoo.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, even his fight scenes when he was just going up the stairs and knocking niggas out left and right.
Shit was fire. That shit was fire. But yeah. Let's see. Shades is still in the interrogation room. And during his confession, he talks about what happened with Comanche. Little does he know, Janice, Comanche's mother, is on the other side of the interrogation room, you know, and she hears everything. And she comes in the room and she spits in his face. I don't know if she spits in his face because he killed her son or because she still thinks he's lying. Either way, her son was a thug. And she knew it and actually was proud of his thuggery. So
you know, first of all, I was like, well, how the hell, why did they bring her? One. But, you know, just, yeah, like you knew what your son was, just like what you said, you were proud of it. I'm assuming the spit is the fact that, you know, the person that killed him was Shades. And I guess they were supposed to have this close, since they were supposed to have this close relationship.
Yeah.
That's the last person she would think that would kill her son. So I'm assuming that's what the spit's for.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the spit was for. Especially, and then also, like you sat in my kitchen and lied to me in my face.
There is a scene here where Luke Cage is talking to Black Mariah, and he says, "Bitch, you're delusional," or "Bitch, you really are delusional." And after that conversation is when Mariah decides to have a unity jam.
Because she knows if somebody's coming for her, Luke's going to be there.
Because
no
she
matter
got all
what
of them niggas.
All that cash money he talks.
But look at Harlem. She was like, niggas can't, like, even when him and DW are talking back at the barbershop, DW is like, you know, niggas can't resist a free concert. I'm thinking about going down to that unity jam. I'm like, oh my God. They literally know Black Mariah is crazy, and like Harlem was just getting shot up a couple days ago. That boy's little sister couldn't sleep the other night, and now everybody going to the Unity jail. And
I mean, it was thick. Did you see that? Right? Yes. Like it was thick with folks.
Absolutely fucking thick. So yeah, that's happening, and she's doing that because she know Bushmaster's coming after her. But she knows if
When she
she's got
done
a bunch of people in
Luke will
there,
save her.
Luke Cage got to show up and protect everybody, not just her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like collateral protection. Yeah. Luke and both Misty show up there. Misty is all fucking proud because she got Shades to talk. And Shades is now in there wearing a wire and is going to get more confession out of Mariah and get the Pearl Handle 38 as evidence. He and Mariah go to the back room, her new lair, the plastics lair, and she rips his shirt open to reveal that he has a wire while she has the gun pointed on him. While this is going on, Bushmaster busts into the building, starts running up the fucking stairs in a rage, whooping everybody's ass, even Luke Cage and Misty's, because he's super duper strong now. He kicks Luke Cage through a window, and that nigga falls onto a railing and passes out. He slams Misty Knight on the ground, and then proceeds to go to the plastics layer, which is supposed to be like 6 foot thick plastics metal, and proceeds to start punching dents in that shit.
I mean, Incredible Hulk, like.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. KRS-One is the performer this episode. And it's funny because the story that he's telling in the song is about revenge from a person who was not into that lifestyle. But in the song, he talks about that his brother got shot. But before he opens up the song talking about, you know, them just being normal kids and him being like this really cool cat. And then in the second verse, after his brother is shot, he's just talking about how he's angry and he wants to get revenge. And I think that was like relative to not just Bushmaster, but more speaking to Luke Cage, who does not trust the cops anymore, is not really in tune with the streets the way he wants to be, and really wants these niggas to kill each other and is kind of vengeful right now. Wants revenge for what happened at Gwen's. He's just angry. Bushmaster busts through the fucking lair shit, throws Shades through a wall. I don't know what. Shades tries to box him. I mean, he had hands, but what them hands gonna do against a monster?
I mean, this monster fought like off Luke Cage, Misty, Shades.
Everybody.
Yeah, let's see. Shades breaks. Oh, I forgot about that. Shades actually broke Misty Knight. That was a one shot too, where they followed her with the camera when she left the interrogation room to go get him some water. He broke her with the story about how she is the reason that Candace died.
Oh yeah, with the phone. Like he grabbed her phone because she lost her phone.
He found
dropped her phone somewhere. And he picked it up and
Pops. Yeah, she dropped it at Pops and he picked it up.
He used it to lure her.
He had no remorse for killing her at all.
Because that's where he ends up, brings up the fact of she wasn't innocent, because of the fact that she took the money.
Yeah.
And then the fact that she started snitching and, she had to be taken out.
When Bushmaster
that was his justification.
I was about to say, yeah, that was his justification. When the KRS-One concert starts and we hear him doing the first song, right? If you pay attention, Tilda is waiting in front of a Zulu Nation mural for Bushmaster to show up, for her to show him the secret prohibitionary lair.
That
was not an accident because it's a whole wide shot of the Zulu Nation mural.
Wow.
Yeah. The fight scene between Bushmaster, Misty Knight, Luke Cage, while also him trying to chase Black Mariah and choke her to death, because he actually was gonna like squeeze her head. He was gonna pop her head.
He wanted her head off her body.
Now,
ASAP.
He whoops everybody's ass in this room for a while.
He does.
And then Luke looks up and catches him off guard and hits him with that killer uppercut that makes him basically do a half backflip and land on the table. He kind of knocks himself out. Yeah. And
Oh.
yeah, in that, Luke Cage picks him up and starts to choke the shit out of him.
It was about to snap, and then Mariah keeps egging him to snap his neck.
And Misty gets him to stop. He stops. And then Bushmaster escapes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Shades picks up the Pearl 38 and hands it to Misty. They arrest
Ooh, Misty was like, "Yes, bitch." She couldn't wait to start those words, Mariah Dillon.
Yeah, but Mariah says she's a public figure. You can't lock her away. She's prominence for the people.
I mean, what she said was true too.
I mean, they fought for R. Kelly. Why do you think they won't fight for her?
Yeah, and she has that same spiel all through court. So she wasn't lying either. You kind of, I think, now I don't think it's then, but later on in court, that's when she started. I don't know, was that this episode or was that next episode?
I believe that is. I want to say that is this episode. It might be next episode.
Yeah, no, she tells Misty about how, she's a prominent figure in this episode. The next episode is when she goes into that strategy with her lawyer. That's when she started talking about, who they're going to believe and all that stuff.
Well, and it's funny because at the end of this episode, Luke says to Misty after they handcuff her, she's slithering already. She's gonna get out of this. So get ready.
And that's when the court was next. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he goes back to the barbershop and he's chilling, and they're still talking about they're talking about how the streets is about to be high or whatever. And Shade shows up. And Shade talks Luke into becoming the king of Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke actually threatens to kill Shades if he ever sees him in that shop again, or in Harlem, I think. And Shades walks out of the shop and basically says, "See, you're not polite anymore. That's how it starts." And essentially what's happening here is Luke has decided that he's going to become the king of Harlem and go and talk to all these mob families and force them to keep their drug shit out of Harlem.
Yeah, basically that, she says that wall that the Stokes family has kept up around Harlem is going to come down now.
Mm-hmm.
So Luke is like, I got to take control. I got to be the one fixing the wall.
What was it? I don't think it was this. I think it's the next episode. DW had a couple of lines for Luke.
Yeah, all that's the next episode, or the last one.
All right, so there y'all go, man. Luke is trying to decide what he's gonna do, and we'll see next episode how it goes down. The final episode of the season 2. So we'll see y'all next time. This has been the Where's My 40 Acre Spoiler Cap Luke Cage Season 2 podcast. Episode 12, Can't Front on Me. If you're listening to us on YouTube, appreciate that. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Let us know how you felt about this episode, what we missed, what your favorite parts was in the comment section. And if you're listening to us on a regular podcast app, Podomatic, Podbean, Pod Addict, RSS, iTunes, Beyond, Dogcatcher, whatever, go ahead and hit us up at our email, podcast@where'smy40acres.com. And you can call and leave a voicemail, 443-323-494. Until then, appreciate the listens. Tell a friend, tell a foe. And we'll holler at y'all next time on episode 13, season finale, season 2, Luke Cage. Spoiler caps on Netflix, Marvel. We'll holler at y'all. Peace.